What if I told you Dak Prescott's personal finance story is not really about one giant paycheck, but about leverage, timing, protection, and patience? Because from the outside, people see the headlines. They see $240 million. They see luxury, fame, and the Dallas Cowboys quarterback spotlight. But the real story is much more interesting. It is the story of how a player who entered the NFL as a fourth-round pick, number 135 overall in the 2016 draft, turned a rookie contract worth just over $2.7 million into one of the most powerful financial trajectories in modern football. And that is exactly why Dak Prescott is such a fascinating case study in personal finance. Not just sports money, but real money strategy. Because here is the first thing most viewers miss. Dak did not enter the league with first-round money, first-round guarantees, or first-round status. His rookie deal with Dallas was a 4-year contract worth $2,723,393, with a signing bonus of $383,393, and an average salary of about $680,848 per year. In NFL terms, that was modest money, especially for a quarterback. Yet almost immediately, he began producing far above that price tag. According to SpotTrack's year-by-year numbers, he started all 16 games as a rookie in 2016, threw for 3,667 yards and 23 touchdowns, and ran for 6 more scores. So right from the beginning, Dak became the kind of player teams dream about financially. Premium performance, discount contract. That mismatch between value created and money earned is where his finance story really begins. And this is where the lesson gets powerful for everyone watching. Early career money is important, but early career leverage is even more important. Dak's rookie contract was small by star quarterback standards, yet his performance built negotiating power. He kept stacking seasons, kept staying central to the Cowboys brand, and by 2020, the cheap years were over. Dallas used the franchise tag, which paid him $31.409 million for that season. Then, in March of 2021, the Cowboys signed him to a 4-year, $160 million extension. NFL.com reported the deal included $126 million guaranteed, a then record $66 million signing bonus, plus a no-trade clause and a no-tag provision. So in just a few years, Prescott had gone from late-round bargain to a player controlling major parts of his own financial future. And that is a huge distinction. Big money matters, but contract control matters too. Now pause for a second and think about what that means. A lot of athletes make money. Fewer athletes create negotiating leverage. Dak did both, and he did it in a league where careers can change in one hit. That matters even more when you remember what happened in 2020. Prescott suffered the serious ankle injury that ended his season after only 5 games. For some players, an injury at that moment could have crushed long-term value. Instead, his prior performance, his importance to Dallas, and the structure of the quarterback market were strong enough that he still landed a life-changing extension in 2021. That is one of the clearest examples in sports finance of why reputation, consistency, and timing can protect income almost as much as statistics can. Then came the next major turning point, and this is where Dak's finances went from elite to historic. In September 2024, just ahead of the season opener, Dak Prescott and the Cowboys agreed to a new 4-year, $240 million contract extension. NFL.com reported the deal included $231 million guaranteed and an $80 million signing bonus. The average annual value was $60 million, which made him the highest-paid quarterback in NFL history at the time of signing. SpotTrack's contract notes also show full no-trade protection, no-tag clause protection, and additional guarantee triggers on future salaries. In simple language, Dak was no longer just getting paid like a star. He was getting paid like a player with real bargaining power over how, when, and where that value could move. That is not ordinary salary. That is premium leverage, converted into premium security. And the reason he had that leverage was not random. It was built. He was coming off a huge 2023 season. NFL.com noted that he led the league with 410 completions and 36 touchdown passes and finished second in MVP voting. ESPN's 2023 game log and season totals show 4,516 passing yards, 36 touchdowns, and only 9 interceptions in the regular season. So when people say, why did Dak get that kind of money? The answer is not mystery, hype, or Cowboys branding alone. The answer is market timing, quarterback scarcity, and a season strong enough to make Dallas pay premium prices before he could reach free agency in 2025. The Cowboys were not just paying for what Dak had already done, they were paying for what it would have cost if he ever hit the open market. This is also where personal finance becomes easier to understand, because Dak's contracts tell a bigger story about how wealth is built in layers. The rookie deal gave him entry. The franchise tag gave him a giant short-term payday. The 2021 extension gave him long-term security. The 2024 extension turned him into a market-setting asset. And as of 2026, SpotRack lists his career earnings through the 2026 season at $296,035,465. Let that sink in. Nearly $296.4 million in career football earnings by a player who entered the league on a $2.7 million rookie contract. That is a dramatic example of compounding career value. Not investment compounding in the stock market sense, but reputation compounding, performance compounding, and contract compounding. One phase created the next. But here is the twist, and this is where people usually get confused. Contract value is not the same thing as spendable cash, and cap hit is not the same thing as salary. SpotRack shows that in 2026, after a restructure in March 2026, Prescott is set for $40 million in cash while carrying a cap hit of about $43.5 million. That difference matters because NFL contracts are accounting puzzles. Some money is base salary, some is signing bonus, some is restructured bonus money spread across years for cap purposes. So when fans hear giant numbers, they often imagine a single giant payment dropping into a bank account overnight. Real personal finance is more complex than that. Timing matters, structure matters, guarantees matter. And understanding the difference between cash flow and cap accounting is one of the best ways to understand athlete wealth without falling for headlines. Now let's talk about the other engine of Dak Prescott's financial world, brand income. According to Forbes' 2025 highest paid athletes list, Dak ranked number 4 in the world with estimated total earnings of $137 million, including $127 million on the field and $10 million off the field. Forbes also lists a sponsor portfolio that includes names such as AT&T, Beats Electronics, Dick's Sporting Goods, Electronic Arts, Frito-Lay, Lowe's, Nike, Panini, Sony, and Topps. On top of that, Sleep Number announced that Prescott starred in one of its campaigns connected to the company's Cowboys partnership. So even though football money is the largest driver of his wealth, the endorsement side matters because it diversifies income. It means Dak is not just a quarterback getting paid by one employer, he is also a brand being paid for visibility, trust, and cultural relevance. And this is one of the smartest personal finance lessons in the entire story. High earners who rely on one source of income are still vulnerable. Dak's off-field earnings are much smaller than his football earnings, but they still matter because they make the money machine broader. That's the same principle normal people use when they build multiple streams of income. One job is good. One job plus investments is better. One job plus investments plus a small side business is even stronger. For athletes, the version of that can be salary, endorsements, memorabilia, appearances, equity opportunities, and post-career media or business work. Dak's 2025 Forbes profile shows that the off-field piece is not bigger than the on-field piece, but it is still meaningful, and it strengthens the overall financial picture. There's also a less glamorous side to this that smart viewers should never ignore. Protecting wealth is just as important as earning it. SpotRack's notes on Prescott's current contract say that $87.1 million of his 2024 through 2027 compensation is insured. That tells you something important. At this level, athlete finance is not just about income, it's about risk management. You're dealing with injury risk, performance risk, roster risk, and aging risk all at once, and those risks are real. In November 2024, an Associated Press report said Prescott's hamstring was partially torn off the bone, an injury described as a partial avulsion, and the injury ended up costing him the rest of that season. SpotRack's numbers show he played only 8 games in 2024. So when people criticize stars for demanding guarantees, remember this: one injury can change everything, and the guarantee is often the difference between wealth that survives bad luck and wealth that disappears with it. That is why Dak's deal structure is more impressive than the headline total. Yes, $240 million grabs attention, but the real finance story is the $231 million guaranteed, the $80 million signing bonus, the no-trade clause, the no-tag clause, and the timing of the extension before free agency pressure could disappear. Those details show a player and an agent maximizing every source of leverage available. They did not just chase a big annual number, they chased safety, control, and negotiating strength. In personal finance terms, that is the difference between income and power. Income is what you make. Power is what you can protect, what you can negotiate, and what you can keep working for you even when the market shifts. Dak's contract has both. And of course, none of this means the full headline number becomes pure personal wealth. This is another place where viewers need to think clearly. Gross earnings are not the same thing as net worth. From any massive NFL deal, money still has to flow through taxes, agent fees, training costs, business expenses, travel, security, lifestyle spending, and long-term planning. So when you hear that Dak has earned nearly $296.4 million in football income through 2026, that does not mean he has $296.4 million sitting untouched. What it does mean is that he has had access to an extraordinary earnings engine. And if managed well, that engine can create lasting wealth across decades, not just during playing years. That is the heart of personal finance. It is not what comes in, it is what remains, what grows, and what continues to matter after your peak earning window closes. There is one more piece that makes Dak Prescott's money story different from a simple athlete salary story: what he does with influence. His Faith Fight Finish Foundation says it was created to support families and communities and was established as a tribute to his mother, Peggy, who died of colon cancer in 2013, while also honoring his brother, Jace, who died by suicide in 2020. The foundation's work is built around 4 pillars, including colon cancer research, mental health and suicide prevention, bridging the gap between law enforcement and the communities they serve, and helping people facing life-challenging hardships. In 2023, the Cowboys announced Prescott had won the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award, one of the NFL's top honors for excellence off the field as well as on it. That matters financially too, because legacy is part of wealth. Money is one kind of capital, trust is another, reputation is another, social impact is another. Dak's public image is stronger because he has connected income with purpose. And honestly, that may be the most important lesson in this entire breakdown. The richest financial stories are never only about consumption, they're about direction. A lot of people can understand buying things, fewer people understand building structures. Dak Prescott's structure is clear. He built elite earning power through performance. He used patience to avoid settling too early. He used leverage to secure guarantees and control. He added brand income so he was not relying only on one check. He put part of his public platform into causes bigger than football, and he kept turning one financial step into the foundation for the next one. That is a blueprint, not a lucky break. So if you want the simplest way to understand Dak Prescott's personal finance story, it is this. He went from undervalued asset to fully priced franchise cornerstone, and he did it by converting performance into leverage, leverage into guarantees, guarantees into security, and security into long-term wealth. A fourth-round pick on a $2.7 million rookie deal became a quarterback with nearly $296.4 million in career football earnings through 2026, a market-setting $60 million average salary on his current extension, a meaningful endorsement portfolio, and a public legacy that extends beyond sports. That is not just flashy money, that is strategic money. And whether you're making six figures, 6 million, or starting from zero, the same lesson applies. The goal is not only to earn more, the goal is to build more control over your future. Dak Prescott's financial story is a masterclass in exactly that. And maybe that is why the story keeps pulling people in. Because on the surface, it looks like a celebrity contract story, but underneath, it's really about something much more relatable. It's about getting underpaid before you get paid. It's about staying valuable long enough for the market to notice. It's about not panicking when uncertainty shows up. It's about negotiating for protection, not just applause. It's about remembering that one injury can change the conversation, so security matters. It's about understanding that your name can become an asset, your reputation can become income, and your choices can turn earnings into legacy. When you look at Dak Prescott through that lens, the numbers stop being just sports trivia and start becoming one of the clearest personal finance case studies in modern sports.